Okay. Also, guys, at any point, if you want to, ask me a question, just feel free to holler. I talk a lot during these sessions, so just interrupt me. It's no problem. Also, you'll notice in your GoToMeeting little toolbar down near the bottom, there's a little chat window. Sometimes people just want to type their question in the chat, so feel free to do that as well, and I'll see it. And then when I get to a point where I'm not talking, I'll go through your question. Or you can save your questions till the end, whatever you want to do. Okay? All right, so let's get started. First of all, I just want everyone to see that I am logged into my Realtour account because I can see my name right here, Jana. This is what we call our dashboard page. Basically, it's the home page. We call it the dashboard page. It's because where you can access your account, your shopping cart, all the marketing products, everything like that. Now, you should know that everybody has the same dashboard page. So it doesn't matter if you're a sales rep or if you're one of our photographers or if you're a real estate agent. When you create your Realtor account and you log in, you're going to land on the same dashboard page as everyone else, okay? So as I mentioned, we've got these big buttons right here. These are our marketing products. For today's session, we are only going to cover our top 4 products: photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers, and print materials. And this, believe it or not, will take us pretty much the full hour to an hour and a half, depending on how many questions. These are our bread and butter products. These are the products that our agents use every day. Okay, and they use these products to market their listings. Our other products down here, they're not used as often, but people will use these more to market themselves. So we can always do a secondary tutorial at a later date where we go through these products, but for today, we're just going to cover these top 4. Okay, so let's get started. So let's assume that you just got a new listing and you want to get ready and get your marketing products made. A lot of people will go ahead and book a photo shoot, a professional photo shoot. And we have a whole fleet of professional photographers that work with us throughout Texas and a few other states as well. I always recommend to people that it really is worth it to book a professional photo shoot. They're really not that expensive. I would say pretty much all of our photographers offer a basic photo shoot package that's usually anywhere from 20 to 30 pictures. They're usually cost about 100, like 120, $125 for that. Okay, so for $125, you'll get 20 to 30 professional, beautiful pictures that you own, and you get to use those pictures in all of your marketing products. You don't have to just use those pictures in Realtour products. You own the pictures and can use them for anything else that you want as well. So it's really worth it to book a professional photo shoot. I mean, people are online looking at properties. They're going to be seeing the pictures. Again, it's the most important thing. Okay, so let's just say I just got my listing. I want to book my photo shoot. Okay, I'm logged into my Realtor account. Here on the dashboard, there's a big button called Photo Shoots. I click on Photo Shoots and I come to a page that shows all of my listings. Now we're in my account and I have all these fake listings set up so when I can test products and teach you guys stuff, okay? When you land on this page, you're going to have all of your real listings. And all of our listings are divided into 2 categories. Over here on the left, any listing that already has the product that we're in will show up here on the left. Any listing that does not currently have the product that we're dealing with right now will show up here on the right. So they're just divided by left and right, whether you have the product or not. If you're starting from scratch, you just got the listing, you don't have it set up, you're going to create your listing. All right, so let's just say for today, we're going to create a new listing just so you guys can see how it's done. Now I land on what we call the property details page. And there's a lot on this page. Look at all these fields. It's kind of a nightmare. You're in a rush. You've got a meeting in 5 minutes, but you just want to book this photo shoot. Okay? Don't worry. You do not have to fill in all of these fields right now to create your listing. You only have to fill in the required fields, which are the ones that are underlined in green. Basically, it's just the property's address. Okay? So let's just make up an address for today. Let's just call this 123, and it's Thursday again. We'll call this Thursday Street. Okay? And let's just say that we are in Austin, Texas, because that's the only one that I know a zip code for off by heart. There we go. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've just filled in those 4 fields. Now I get a little pop-up window asking me if I want to feature this listing on House Hunt. I'm going to say no for now because this is not a real listing, right? I'll explain what House Hunt is when we get further into it. But for now, I'm just going to click no and get rid of that pop-up box. Okay, I've got a new button that says Create Listing. Here we go. Okay, the next page is going to show me all of the available photographers that service the zip code for the listing that I've just created, okay, in this zip code area of Austin. So if I scroll down, I think I've got 4. There are 4 available photographers. Now I can, if I don't know the photographers, I can go through and look at their portfolios. I can click on pricing. I'll get a little pop-up window and I can look at all of David's pricing and all of the packages that he offers. So for example, here are his basic packages, 25 photos for $125. So that's for a smaller listing up to 2,000 square feet. And they get bigger and bigger. Most of our photographers will offer HDR. They'll offer twilight shoots, which are really nice if you've ever seen those. A lot of them do things like aerial. So David does aerial. A lot of them do video. You know, down here at the bottom, David's got some a la carte things that he does as well. Okay. So some extra goodies that he offers. Most of our photographers, because they know each other, they all work in the same industry, they're pretty competitive with each other, so they often offer similar packages for similar prices. Okay? So once you've gone through and chosen your photographer, let's just say we're going to choose David for today. David also has an availability calendar right here, so I can check and see what days he's available. Well, he's a pretty busy guy. Okay, but he does have availability this coming Sunday. Well, I'm going to grab that because I want to get my marketing stuff on the go. All I do is click on the day that I want. The next page, I see his packages and pricing again, only this time I can actually tick the one that I want. Okay, let's just say this is a small listing. I only want to spend $125. I'm just going to tick the basic package. Scroll down. I don't need anything else. Hit continue. Okay, next page, this is where I can give David any kind of instructions he needs for how to access the property. If there's a lockbox or a CBS code, I can fill that in right here, right? Or maybe David's going to meet me at the property. Here's my phone number right here. Or the owner's going to be home. I'm going to put in the owner's name and number, okay? I can also type in over here any extra instructions. Maybe maybe there's a dog in the yard that he needs to be, watch out for, or, maybe the owner of the house has just redone their dining room and they want to make sure that David gets some extra pictures of that. Anything that I want to tell him, I'm going to fill in right there. Now there's one more thing on this page I just want to highlight that I didn't mention earlier. You'll notice when I got to this page, my contact phone number was already here. I didn't have to fill that in, okay? That's because when you create your account, if you take the time to fill in under my account, if you fill in all of your contact information, your phone number, your address, your website, everything, there are various places throughout our system that will auto-populate your information so you don't have to do it. It will save you a lot of time, okay? And you'll notice this especially when we get into making a virtual tour and when we get into making your e-flyers. A lot of the fields in those products will be auto-populated with information that you have uploaded in your account. Okay, so that's just one such example right there. All right, so let's say I filled in my instructions. I'm going to click Add to Cart. And here I am in the shopping cart, okay? Once I pay for this, the photo shoot is booked and it's good to go. David will get all the order information. He will go out on the day, on Sunday, take the photo shoot, and we're done. It's just that easy. So you can see where once you get the hang of it, and a lot of our agents will use the same photographer, they'll even book the same package over and over again. You create your listing, choose your package, choose the day you want, add your instructions, send it to the shopping cart. You can book a photo shoot in 5 minutes. So let's just have a quick look at our shopping cart. So here is the listing address. This was the date that we wanted it booked on. This is the package that I ordered, $125. And you'll notice right here, Platinum Virtual Tour, $0. Okay, here is another incentive to book a professional photo shoot. With every photo shoot you book, no matter how big, how small, it doesn't matter, we automatically give you a free Platinum Virtual Tour that is worth $30. Okay? So not only do you get the beautiful pictures to use and all of your marketing materials, you get the free virtual tour. Okay? Now, another goodie, and this is something that we've built over the years because a lot of people have trouble getting, I had to help my next door neighbor yesterday upload pictures to Dropbox. A lot of people do not know how to use Dropbox. They don't have time. They're not interested. They don't know how to, download a zipped folder full of pictures and unzip them and save them. It's just a pain. So, to make life easier for everyone, we've built a back end for our photographers to use. So once David is done taking the photo shoot, he's going to log into his Realtour account. He has a back end where he can upload all of your pictures, create the virtual tour, and it all gets sent to your account. At which point you will get an email saying, "Hi, Jana, your virtual tour is done. Your photos are done. You can watch your virtual tour right here. Here's a link. You can download your pictures right here. Or I can log into my Realtor account, go right into the virtual tour, and there's my tour. David has made it for me." So that's how we get your images from David to you. We do it all through your Realtor account, so you don't have to deal with Dropbox or zipped folders. Okay? So that's just making everyone's life easier. All right, I'm going to delete this out of my shopping cart. If you ever have an item in your shopping cart that you don't want, there will always be a delete next to each individual item. So I'm going to delete this so we don't accidentally book a photo shoot with David. Back to my home page. All right, so that was pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it, you can book a photo shoot in minutes. All right. Now, as I mentioned, once you've got your pictures, most people want to make a virtual tour. Okay. Or I should say, as we're starting to call them, single property websites. All right. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with our virtual tour offering. We've been doing virtual tours for years and years and years. And this year we have released what we're calling a single property website. It is the exact same content that is in the old virtual tour, but the presentation of it is a single property website, okay? And you'll see as we go through. Now, for now, people can choose between either presentation. As long as you get a platinum virtual tour, you can choose between the existing classic virtual tour player that people are used to, or if you prefer the single property website, you can choose that. There's no difference in price. There's no difference in how you create it in the back end, as we'll go through now. It's just the front end presentation, okay? All right, so let's go into our virtual tour creator so you can see how that's done. I click on my virtual tour button, and again, just like with photo shoots, I'm on a page that shows all of my listings. All of the listings in the left-hand column already have a published existing virtual tour or single property website. It's the same thing. Remember, it's just a different presentation. Okay? This column over here on the right, these are listings that do not yet have a published virtual tour. Maybe I've started my virtual tour. For example, this one is in progress. Or as you can see here, this is the listing that I just created to book that photo shoot, and it's waiting for images. So this tour is waiting for David to upload the images and create the tour. Okay, so I won't touch that until David's ready. All right, I can also create a listing. Okay, so just so you know, you do not have to use our professional photographers to use our products. If you have your own pictures, maybe you took them yourself, which is totally fine, or maybe you have your own photographer that you work with outside of Realtour, that's totally fine. You can use any of our products and use your own photography. If that's the case, you have your own pictures, you just want to make a virtual tour with us, just click on Create Listing and you'll go through the same process we did when we made this listing to book our photo shoot. Now, to save a little bit of time, I'm going to choose one of my existing listings that already has my images and already has all of my content, okay? So over here, I've got 111 Main Street. It's a fake listing. This is what we're going to use to show you guys how to use the back end. Now, next to it, I've got options, okay? I can change the player. That just means that I can change between the single property website presentation, which looks really good, or I can go back to the classic player if I'm more comfortable with that, okay? So you can change the player. If I want to check any statistics, I want to see who's looked at my tour, right? I can click on statistics and take a look at that. If I want to go in and edit my tour, even once your tour is published and is out there on the internet, it's on the MLS, it's on your website, you can still go in and edit it at any time. If you need to change the price, or maybe, the homeowner decided they should get some new photography. So you went out and ordered more pictures and you want to upload more pictures. You can edit it anytime. Once you're done editing, the newest version of your tour is always the version that people will see. The minute you've done your edits and someone clicks on your website or on the MLS to watch your tour, they're going to see the most recent version, okay? Because the tour is hosted on our servers. Anybody who clicks to watch that tour anywhere will see the most recent version. And then you also have a set inactive. So you can set any of these listings to inactive at any time you want. Maybe the listing has sold, so you don't want it mixed in here with all of your active listings. You can set it to inactive, and it will be stored over here on an inactive listings page for as long as you want or until you delete it out of your account entirely. All right, so we are going to go in and we're going to edit this tour so you guys can see how a tour is made from the back end. Just give it a minute here. Okay, here we are in the back end. This page might look familiar. This is the property details page. Remember when we ordered our photo shoot and we had to create a listing? This is the exact same page, only this is what it looks like when it's filled in with all kinds of content. All right, so this is the property details page. Now you may notice up here across the top, I have what I call a navigation bar. Almost all of our products have a navigation bar. This is how you can navigate throughout the process. And we've done a navigation bar so that people can jump from the beginning right to the end if they want to, because as you'll see, a lot of these features are totally optional. You don't have to do them. If you don't want to add a flyer, you don't want to deal with floor plans, you just want to fill in your property details, upload your photos, and jump right to the end, you can do that if you want, okay? And at any point, if you want to edit, you don't have to start at the beginning and go through. You can just open it up and click on the one page you want to edit, get it done, and you're in and out, okay? So property details page. Let's just say I came back and I filled in all of my information. Here's the property description. I filled in all my fields. I'm good to go, right? Next up, photos. All right, so as I mentioned, if I had booked a professional photo shoot, I can come into my tour and all of my imagery is already going to be here, okay? Because my photographer has uploaded the pictures from his own back end of his Realtour account. But as I mentioned, you don't have to book a photo shoot from us. If you have your own pictures, you can upload them simply by clicking right here, upload images, okay, and then navigate to wherever you have those images saved. I have a big folder on my desktop called images. Okay, I can select all of these at once and hit go and they'll start to upload, or I can just cherry pick the ones I want, right? Let's just upload this one picture right here just so you can see. Okay, if I scroll down, I'll see there's the picture right there uploading pretty quick. There it is. Okay, so there's my new picture I just uploaded. All right, you can also download the images. So assuming you don't have these are not your images, these are the ones you purchased from the photographer, you don't have these images saved on your own computer. These images are saved in your Realtour account, but you don't have a hard copy of them saved onto your own computer. If you would like to do that, you can download them. You get 5 different sizes that you can download them at. Maybe you want to download them and save the folder because then you want to send the pictures to the owner of the house because they would like a copy. Or maybe you've got a graphic designer who's going to make some brochures for you. They need the photos, right? Or a signage company. Anything you need, you can download the images right here. It'll download a zipped folder and you can save it onto your computer. Okay. This page has a lot going on. It's probably the most complicated page in the whole system, but it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to use, a lot of these things are optional. So for example, photos, this is for regular photos, okay? Normal, regular photos. Panos, if you have panos, that stands for panorama. These are those 360-degree shots that typically you will have to hire a professional to do. They'll set up their camera, I think they just set up on a tripod, and they do a really cool photo of a 360-degree view of rooms or the outside yard, that kind of thing. If you have panos, you can upload them, or the photographer will upload them here for you. If you have a video that you want to use, maybe you've hired, your photographer does video services, or maybe you've taken a little video even on your iPhone, or maybe you have a little video that's like about you. It's a little marketing tool that you've hired someone to make and you like to have that at the beginning or the end of your tours or anything. You can upload 5 videos, okay? I've just got one in here right now, but you can upload your videos. Matterport. For those of you who are familiar with Matterport, these are really great, I call them walkthroughs, really. It's a really cool thing that you would hire a professional photographer to do. They take a ton of photos in the house, stitch them all together, and then you get the presentation basically feels like you are in the house and you're walking through it. And I have a sample of one here that I can show you later if you want to. If you have a Matterport tour, there is code that comes with it. Your photographer will send it to you, or you can get it from them and just paste the code right here in this field, okay? Floor plans. If you happen to have a floor plan image for this property, you can upload floor plans. But again, if you don't have them, you don't need them. Lots of people don't have them, okay? These are optional. Matterport, walkthrough, video, panos, these are all optional items. If you don't have them, you don't need them. Then your headshots and logos, which you will have uploaded when you did your account, you can see those here as well, okay? I've got a whole bunch of headshots, obviously, because this is a test account. Same thing with my logos. All right, so let's go back to photos. All right, on the photo, we call this the little photo bucket because it holds all of our photos. You'll notice you have a few extra little tricks you can do. This one right here means that you can rotate the image. Sometimes people will take pictures on their phones, they'll upload them, and the picture is what they call sideways, right? They actually want a portrait picture, but it is uploading landscape. So you can rotate a picture if you need to. You can also download an individual picture if you want to, because this download images will download all of these pictures together, not one at a time. Okay, and you can also delete a picture, right? You can delete one that you don't want in here. You'll also notice there is a link at the bottom of each picture that says add or edit caption. You can add a caption to your pictures if you want, okay? So what will happen is you'll get a little caption text editor, a little pop-up window, and you have a text field right here where you can literally type in your caption, okay? Oh, I'm terrible. I'm such a terrible typer. No, I just... Anyway, you get the idea. You can type in your caption. Now, there is a limit to how much text you can put in here. I can't remember how many characters, but basically you're not going to want a paragraph of text showing on top of your picture. You just want to highlight something in the picture itself, right? Maybe there's some skylights in the living room, or maybe there's beautiful hardwood flooring you just want to highlight, okay? So you can just type in maybe a sentence or two to highlight something. If you want to do one for the next image, you can click Next Image. Okay, and that will save and go to the next one. You can add your next one. If you only want to add a caption here and there, just close it. You do not have to have a caption on every single picture. It's not an all or nothing situation. So you can just add captions to the ones you want, leave the other ones empty. Okay, super easy. At any time, if you want to come back and edit a caption, just click on the same link, add edit caption, and there it is. And you can type in here and add more text, right? Anything else you want to do. Close. It's saved automatically, okay? One more thing I want to show on this page, you may have noticed there is a tab here called Arrange Tour. You do not have to use this tab if you don't want to. So for example, if I don't want to arrange my tour, then if I look at my photos on the Photos tab, the order that these pictures are in is the order they are going to be in my single property website presentation or my virtual tour, whichever presentation I choose. This is the order, these are the images, okay? If, however, I would like to arrange my tour and mix video and panos mixed in with my regular photos, I can do that on the Arrange Tour tab, all right? So, for example, here's a pano, and if I want to change the order, I just click and drag and drop. For whatever reason, maybe I want to start with this image, and then I want to go into a pano. Then I want a regular image, and then I think I have a video in here. Then I want my video. Here's my video. Maybe I want my video to be the third, piece of media. Who knows? The point is that, certain clients have requested it, and we always try to accommodate any requests from our clients if we can. So if you have a bunch of media and you want to mix them in together, you can do that on the Arrange Tour tab. If you use the Arrange Tour tab, then this overrides photos. So the order that things are in on photos gets overridden by what's in the Arrange Tour. The other nice thing about the Arrange Tour is that you can delete a picture out of your virtual tour, but it doesn't delete the picture out of the listing. So if I go back to photos and panos, that picture I just deleted is still here, right? So I can keep that picture in my listing, but it just doesn't show in my tour because maybe I got a big package of like 35 images, but nobody wants to sit through a virtual tour with 35 images. It takes too long. I only want to use 20, but I don't want to delete those images out of my listing because I may want to use some of those images when I make an e-flyer. So you can delete images out of the tour and they will still be stored on these various tabs, okay? So that is how you use the Arrange Tour if you want to. I'm going to move my video over here so it doesn't muck anything up. All right, so that is the photos page. And as I mentioned, it pretty much is the most complicated page. So bear with me, where everything else will be a lot easier. Next up is map. Basically, you do not have to do anything on this page. We are showing you just a Google map, and the little location marker is your listing address. So 111 Main Street in Austin. That's my marker. Now, if for some reason the marker is not in the correct location, because Google doesn't always get it right, sometimes they're off slightly, you can still click on the marker and just shift it to where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's actually over there. Let go, and now it's saved. Okay? That's all you do on the location map page. Next up is floor plans. This is another totally optional feature. If you do not have a floor plan, you just skip, right? You don't need it. But I had a floor plan. I uploaded it in with my photos. Here it is, and here are all of my images. If I want, I can just leave the floor plan as it is and move on. Or if I want, I can drag and drop these little thumbnails onto the floor plan to illustrate it. So here's a picture of the kitchen. I can drag and drop it over here to kitchen. And you'll notice once I let go, it becomes a camera icon. And if I click on that camera icon, it pops up the image nice and big. So really, you're just illustrating your floor plan, okay? Here's a bathroom picture. I'll just dump that. I don't know where the bathroom is. I'll dump that right there. There's a master bedroom picture. Here's a den picture. So you get the idea. It's really easy. You literally just drag and drop them over. If you want to remove one, mouse over, there's a little X, you can remove one, and it dumps it right back over here, okay? That's how you illustrate your floor plans. Next up, flyer. Okay, so if you have a print flyer or an e-flyer for this listing, if you've already made your flyer, it's going to show up here. Now I have 2 flyers already created for this listing. If I would like to associate one of these flyers with this tour, I can just drag and drop it over here. And now when someone goes and watches my tour, they'll be able to click on the e-flyer and download a PDF of it if they want to. Now, not everybody starts with the flyer, right? So a lot of people are starting with the virtual tour. They're going to get to this page and there are no flyers. They haven't made their flyer yet. In which case, there will be some instructional text and a link. So you can leave this process and go into the flyer creator. You can create your flyer. Then you can come back to the virtual tour and it will appear here. Or you can just skip this step for now, okay, and then come back later once you've made your flyer. It's totally up to you, right? Or if you don't want to associate a flyer with your tour, just leave this empty, okay? It's optional. Next up, branding. So there are a few things you can do on the branding page. Now you have to bear with me. The system is actually loading the tour that I'm making, okay? So it takes a couple minutes because it's loading all the content that I have in there. But then I get a little mini version of my tour right here that's live, and I can actually scroll down and actually see what it looks like, right? So it's kind of cool. You have a couple options on the branding page. First of all, you can switch between the 2 players, the single property website and the classic player. I'm going to switch just so you guys can see the classic player. You'll have to bear with me. My system is always really slow when we're on webinar, so it takes a couple seconds to load. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with our classic player. This is what it looks like, and you would play the tour, and then all of your little buttons would pop up, right? And it's contained in a little player, okay? Our single property website, though, is the one we were just looking at, and it looks more like a website. So this is the one that we're, trying to get people to use because I think it's just a much better system. It's much nicer to see. So you can switch between the 2 players at any time. You can choose different colors. So for example, here's gray. So there's a gray background. My fonts are gray. It's a nice dark presentation, right? Okay, you can choose between, we've got gray, black, white, blue, brown. You can choose different colors. You can also choose different fonts. Now the fonts, the text up here, everywhere there's text in your presentation, you can choose a different font for that, okay? And you can go through all of them and see how they look. The reason I'm not doing that right now is because we're on a webinar and it just, it's annoying to have to sit here for a couple seconds and wait for it to update. But any change you make will happen right here in front of your eyes so you can see it. Now you also have the option between choosing 1 or 2 agents. If you have a partner and you want both of you to feature, you can choose 2 agents. You can change your headshot simply by clicking here. And then all the headshots that I have uploaded in my account, most people obviously are going to have 1, maybe 2 headshots. I have a whole bunch, but I can change my headshot, right? I change it there, and now it's going to change right here. I can change my logo. Same thing, right? So I got a pop-up window. I can change between all the different logos I might have in my account. Okay? Again, this is one of those places where my headshot, my logo, and my contact information was already here, auto-populated onto this page. The reason that is the case is because when I created my account, I went in and filled in all the information and I uploaded my headshots and my logos. I added my social media links. I did all of that in the beginning. And I'll even give you guys a quick run through of that, okay, when we're done here. That's why it's all here waiting for me. It doesn't mean I can't change it though. I changed my headshot. I can change my logo. I can click in any of these fields and change them, right? They're live fields. When I'm done, I just click away and it's saved. Okay? That's the branding page. Next up, SEO. Also optional, but really important, and it takes a minute to add some SEO keywords. For those of you who are not really familiar with SEO, it just stands for search engine optimization, okay? So if someone goes on to Google or Yahoo or somewhere online and they just do a random search for, let's say, a 4-bedroom house in Austin with a swimming pool and a deck, 5 bedrooms, if you have added some of these keywords right back here into your tour, then there's a very good chance that your virtual tour is going to show up in their search results. If you don't have any keywords, not going to show up, not as likely, right? So it only takes a minute to just type in some keywords, update your keywords, and then you can move on. To make your life even easier, we have auto-populated your property description text that you had back here on the property details page. You can even take keywords out of this and just dump them in here if you can't think of anything. But I know you guys can think of a few keywords. Super easy. Okay, next up is music. Again, optional. Okay, this will play in your virtual tour, the actual moving slideshow. If you don't want music, just tick no music, but you can go through and click any of these and listen to a sample. I've got a headset on, so if I click it, I can hear it, but you guys probably can't. But you can come in here and click on any of these. If you find one that you like, just tick beside it, and now you've got music, background music for your tour. Proof. All right, this is where we get a chance to preview our virtual tour and check all the work we just did and make sure that everything is the way we want it to be. So I'm going to click on Preview Tour. Okay, so this is in a little pop-up window. So at any time, I can close this pop-up window and I'm still in the back end of my tour. But this is a little mini version of what my tour is going to look like. Now, I keep saying tour. It's because we've had virtual tours for about 15 years. Really, this is a single property website, okay? It's all the same content, the same information as your virtual tour, but we are presenting it in a way that looks like a single property website. So you have your listing information at the top, your contact information at the top, little tabs for all of your different sections. Remember we did property details. We have a 3D walkthrough. I have a video. We've got our location map. I did a floor plan. Okay. But at the top, we have a slideshow. So I can just click next, 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 and go through all of my still images. Okay. So we're finding that a lot of people, viewers, do not want to sit and watch a virtual tour play on its own with transitions. It takes too long. They complain about how long it takes. Can I speed this up? So what we've done with the single property website is just given our viewers a basic slideshow that they can navigate through at their own speed. If they would like to watch the virtual tour presentation, they can click on virtual tour and it will load a virtual tour version of the same content, but it will move. You guys probably can't see this because we're on webinar, so it'll be jerky, but it will move through with the transitions and your captions, and it has the background music and all of that stuff, okay? So they still have the option of watching a virtual tour, but I think we're going to find over time that those are going to phase out. Most people just want to see a website version. Okay, if I scroll down, okay, I can see all of my images at full size. So in the slideshow version, your images are going to be cropped a little bit, right? Because they're going to fit. Most people's computers are landscape. But if they want to see the full image, they can click right down here in the gallery and just go next, next, next through full image size. Okay, if you have captions, they show up in here too. I think I had one of my first couple. There we go. There's a caption. Okay, I can close this. Scroll down. Here are my property details. Okay, all the information that I had on the property details page. Download flyer. I had a flyer attached with this, so they can download it right here if they want to get a PDF of it. If I want to forward this tour to a friend, maybe I want to send it to my sister or my husband. Oh, I think you're going to love this property. I just fill in their information and an email goes to them with a nice link so they can watch the single property website. Scroll down. Here's my Matterport tour because I had a Matterport tour in here. I can click to activate it, okay, and I can watch the presentation right in here. I don't know how well this translates on webinar. It might be jerky, but for those of you who are familiar with Matterport, you know what they look like. For those of you who are not, they're a really cool experience. It's like, my God, it's like you're in the house. You can go down hallways, in bedrooms, around corners. It's really cool, okay? Scroll down, there's my video. Now I only have one video, but you can have up to 5 videos that show here, right? So you can play the video if you want. Here's my location map. And again, it's just a Google map. So I can click in here and navigate around just like, you know, Google, just like you would in Google. Floor plan, here's the floor plan I uploaded. Here's my little images that I added. Oh, that's what it looks like, nice and big. I can print my floor plan, download it, I can enlarge it, okay? The one nice thing that the single property website has that our traditional classic virtual tour does not is a whole section at the bottom with all of your listings. All right. So every active listing that you have set up in your Realtour account will show up at the very bottom of all of your single property websites. It's just more advertising for you guys to show the viewer, if you're not interested in this property, look at all these other properties I have, right? So it's just a little mini presentation with one picture, some information, but they can click and watch the tour and they'll go to another single property website in a new window with all of the information for this listing. Okay, now it just shows 4 at a time, but you can click show more and it will show all of your listings. I have a lot set up in my account. You might only have a handful. Doesn't matter, no problem. Show less. And then down here at the very bottom is just a bigger section for me to have my contact information. Okay, I've got all my little social media links, my phone numbers, my office address, and then a little form that if someone wants to reach out to me, they can fill in the form and send me a message. Okay, back to the top. Now remember, this is my preview. I'm just in a proof, right? I'm in a pop-up window. So if there's anything I need to fix, maybe I saw a typo in one of my captions, or I don't really like the order that I've got my pictures in, I can just close the pop-up window and I'm still in the back end of my virtual tour creator. Okay, I can use the navigation bar to jump back to any place that I need to, okay? And fix anything. Oh, I don't know if someone's got a question. No, we're good? Okay. Okay, so at any point you can jump back. Okay, bear with me. Sorry, I don't know if I can't tell if someone's asking a question or not. Anyway, so bear with me. We're almost done the virtual tour. Last up is links. Okay? You don't have to do anything on the links page. This page is where you get all of the links to watch the virtual tour or to watch the single property website, okay? So once your virtual tour is paid for, or you've booked your photo shoot and the photographer has published it for you, when you come to the links page, all of these links will be live. I could click on these links and it will pop up my virtual tour, right? I'll go right there. On the links page, our first tab is for basic links. You've got a branded version of your tour because I know some MLSs allow branded and some only allow unbranded. Okay, so you can have an unbranded link to your tour as well that will not have your contact information on it. If you would like to embed your tours into your own website, here's a link with code that you can get from here as well, okay? If you want your tours to automatically appear on your website, there's more code as well right here for that. And whether you do that yourself or whether you have a web developer, you can just copy these links and send it to your guy and they'll set that up for you, okay? But the point is, these are the links for your tour. Realtor.com. If you would like to send your single property website to Realtor.com, just type in the MLS number and send the link, okay? Realtor.com will get your information and they will post it. Domain name. This is optional. Some people do not like the link that comes with their tour. So go back to links. Here's the link that comes with this tour. It has vtour.realtor.biz and then it has my property address. If you don't like the way that looks, you can go into domain name and type in, I don't know, what was it, 123 mainstreet.com. Maybe you would rather it looked like that. You can check to see if it's available. It's not available. You can keep typing in different variations, keep checking them until you find one that is available. And then for an extra $19.95, you can get that domain name, okay? And that'll be the link to your tour if you want to do that. Not many people bother with this because often on sites, they don't even see this link. There's usually just a button that says view virtual tour. And when you click on it, it shows your tour. So Totally up to you if you want to do a domain name, okay? QR code. For every virtual tour, our system will generate a QR code for you to use. It's totally free. If you want to use it, you can download a JPEG of it right here. Maybe you're getting signage made and you want to send it to your sign guy so they can put it on the signage, you know, so people can walk by and scan it and then watch the tour on their phones. Again, totally up to you. Facebook. If you have a Facebook page that you like to have all of your listings on and stuff, you can send your listings to your Facebook page right here in the back end. So I went in and I made a Facebook page. I just called it Realtour Testing, right? Because this isn't real for me. Now, at any time, I can post my stuff. There'll be a button that says Create Post. I've already done this. I can view the post. You can see what it looks like on Facebook. So this is my fake Facebook page for my Realtour listings. Okay? So you get your property description text right up here. You get your main showcase image, and then you have a link down here to actually watch the single property website or virtual tour, whichever one you've done. Okay, so you can do that right from the back end of your virtual tour creator. Okay, same thing with YouTube. If you would like to post your videos, the video of your tour to YouTube, you can do that right here as well. If you have your own YouTube channel, all of your listings will get posted to your channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, then we can post them to the Realtour channel. The point is anybody that goes to YouTube can type in the address and they'll get your video. It's a video of your virtual tour. Okay, so you can do that right from here as well. House Hunt, I'm going to show you as soon as we're done this. Matterport, again, I showed you guys a quick look at Matterport from the front ends. If you've hired a photographer to do a Matterport tour, these are the links for that Matterport tour separated out of the virtual tour. So maybe the owner of the house just wants the Matterport. They don't want to go through the entire virtual tour with all the extra goodies. They only want to see this portion of it. You can copy the link right here from your back end and just send it to them and say, if you only want to look at that, you can just look at the Matterport. They don't have to go through the whole virtual tour presentation as well if they don't want to. Last, statistics. Every Monday, we send out a statistics report to our clients. And it will have a list of all of your active listings. And then you can click on that listing and you'll go to a page where all of the products associated with that listing will be sitting there with statistics, okay? So if you've posted your virtual tour to the MLS, to Realtor.com, you've got it on your website, you've sent it out with an e-flyer, and you want to see how many people have looked at it, you can check that in your weekly stats report. If you would like that specific stats report to also go to the client, the owner of the house, maybe you do, you can add them right here, put their name, put their email address, and add them to the list. And then every Monday, the owner of this property or whoever else you want to see the stats will get a stats report just for this listing though. They're not going to get a stat report of all of your listings, just for this listings, this listing, okay? So if you ever want to add them, you can do that right in here, and you can also delete them as well. Okay, guess what? We have just finished the virtual tour creator. It is the most complicated, biggest portion of this tutorial, but there's a lot of bells and whistles in there. And as I mentioned, almost all of those bells and whistles are optional. Okay, a lot of people will just get our basic virtual tour, they'll upload some pictures, maybe they'll choose some music, and that's it. And you don't have to do the extra stuff if you don't want to. I just wanted to take you through all of it so you could see what your options are. Okay, and we are really trying to push our new single property website because I think the presentation of it looks so good. It's really clean. It is a website featuring one of your listings, right? People really like it. They like to be able to flip through the slideshow really quick, okay? They don't necessarily want to sit through a virtual tour because it takes time, but we've got the virtual tour in there. And as I mentioned, if you get a platinum virtual tour, you have your choice between the single property website or our classic player, okay? So you can still choose between one or the other, but you have to do platinum if you want a single property website. We have a bronze, silver, and gold offering as well, which are cheaper, but they only feature the classic player, and they don't have as many bells and whistles. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is e-flyers. So most people, when they get their listing, they'll book a photo shoot. They'll then create a virtual tour with all of their beautiful new photography. Next, they're going to want to make an e-flyer that features the photography and gives like a shout out to the entire real estate community that you've got this new listing. Okay, so I'm going to click on e-flyers. Again, I'm on that same listing page where all of my listings are divided into two categories. These listings have e-flyers that I've already blasted out, okay? These listings are ones that I have maybe started an e-flyer, but I haven't blasted it out yet, or I haven't done an e-flyer at all. Maybe the listing has been created because I booked a photo shoot for it, but it's sitting here waiting for me. Okay, you never have to create a listing more than once in our site. If you create a listing to make a virtual tour and then you want to make an e-flyer, that listing that you made for the virtual tour is sitting here on the e-flyer page. It just saves you time. Why would we make you do it twice, okay? So for example, to save us time, here is the listing that we just went through the virtual tour creator for, 111 Main Street, okay? So let's just use this. If I look beside options, I can create a new flyer. I can go in and edit. Maybe I've already created a bunch of flyers. Maybe I got this listing and I want to do a flyer every week, once a week for the next month, okay? But I don't want to start from scratch. I don't want to make a new flyer every single time. I just want to open up the one I did last week, maybe update the main picture, maybe add some new text, and then blast it out. So you can always edit your existing ones. And again, set inactive. If this listing has sold and you want to set it inactive, you set it inactive right here. So let's create a new one just so you guys can see how this works from the beginning. Okay, we're in the back end of the eFlyer creator. Again, there is a navigation bar that goes across the top of the page, just like we saw in the virtual tour creator. There's a property details page. Okay, it is the exact same property details page as the virtual tour. That's because we're in the exact same listing, so nothing's changed. If I have existing e-flyers, they're going to show up here. I've got one existing e-flyer, okay? Template library. Now, as I said, I think I did a tutorial last week. It pains me to show you guys this library the way it is right now because we are right now redoing our entire library. We're updating the look of it and we're changing the way you can find your templates, okay? So probably in a couple weeks, we will be launching the new library. But for now, it's not such a departure from the way it is now that you won't be able to use it. It'll just be easier to use. Basically, in the library, we have a whole bunch of template themes, okay? We've got American ones, we've got artistic ones, we've got corporate ones, holiday ones like Christmas and New Year's. You can go through all the different themes and you'll see a little thumbnail right beside them so you can see what they look like. So for example, like let's say you went into, I don't know, Texas themed ones, you went into Austin. Here's all of our Austin themed templates, okay? If you can't see it because they're pretty small, you can click on preview and you get a nice big pop-up window. This is what a flyer will look like, this particular flyer, once it's full of content. If it's the one you want, you click select. Now let's go into some of our newer flyers here. Let's choose one of these ones. Let's hit select. Now the system is creating the template. It should only take a couple of seconds, but you'll see why there's a bit of a delay once we get in here. All right, now we've gone from the template library into edit template. Okay, here's our template. Now you may notice that our template isn't completely empty. It has our address in it. It has my title and my property description. It's got my headshot. It's got my name and my contact information. It's got my logo. How did this happen? This is another example where our system will auto-populate information that you've already set up in the listing or you've already set it up under my account. We do this to save you time. It doesn't mean that you can't edit the stuff in here. You'll see if I mouse over any of these text fields, they're live. So even though we've auto-populated it with information from the property details page, I can still click in here and I'll get a nice size pop-up text box editor where I can then edit the text in here because maybe I want totally different text. Okay, now we give you a few things you can do, but not too many. I mean, it's not like a Word, software where you can do everything, but at least you can add a numbered list or a bulleted list. You can change the alignment of your text. You can bold it or italicize it. You can change the color of the font if you want to. And then of course you can change the size. Maybe you want more text, so you're going to make it smaller so it fits, or you're going to delete, maybe I'm going to delete this whole sentence because I would rather have this sentence bigger. Okay, let's just make it 12. Okay, and maybe I want it to be centered. So you can do a few basic edits in here. The sky's not the limit, unfortunately, because these are templates, but you can do a few basic edits. When you're done editing any of your text, you just hit OK, and our system is rendering your change. So that's the other nice thing about our template editor. Every time you make a change, our system will render that change, and you don't have to leave this page to see what you've just done. So I just changed this paragraph. Now it's centered, it's 2 sizes bigger, and I got rid of the text at the bottom. I didn't have to leave this page and proof it somewhere else. The template changes right in front of my eyes, which is really nice, okay? So you can do that for all of your text fields. Maybe you want to have a different phone number in here. You just click on that phone number text field and change it. If there's a text field that you don't want, for example, maybe I don't want this, I can click in here, highlight all of this text, delete it, hit OK, and now the system is going to render this deleted text field, and now it's gone. Now I just have a nice black background, okay? If I ever want to bring that text field back, I just mouse over, and there it is. I can click in here and add more text, okay? So the only thing this template is missing right now are my images. Over here on the left, we have a little mini image bucket, okay? These are the exact same images that were in the listing for the virtual tour because we're in the same listing. We're in 111 Main Street, that we've been in the same listing the whole time, okay? If I need to upload more images, I can do that here. If I want to upload a floor plan, I can do that here. If I want to upload a headshot or a logo, this is like a little miniature photo manager, okay? All I need to do to add my pictures to my template is drag and drop them. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, there they are. I can hit refresh. The system's going to render those images, place them beautifully, make sure they're centered and not squished. There we go. That is what my template now looks like, okay? If I want to change the image, oh, I really don't want that, that picture, I don't like it. Scroll down, find another picture. I can drag and drop right over top and refresh, okay? You'll also notice that each image has a little X, a little delete. I can delete an image. Just like I deleted this text field, I can delete an image field if I want. Okay? If I don't want a QR code or I don't want my logo, I can just delete it. And then there'll just be a nice black background that shows through. So these are templates. Unfortunately, you don't have all the freedom in the world. You can't click on an image field and drag it to a different part of the template. You can't make the text fields bigger if you want them to extend all the way to the bottom. You can't do that. There may come a time when we can recreate this where you can have that freedom, but really what we've done with this, we found that our agents tend to like to use our products that require the least amount of work. And I don't mean that to be insulting, but a lot of people are really busy and they don't have the time to put together an entire layout of a template. They want to come into our library, find a template where they like the layout, add their content, and it's good to go. Everything is beautifully lined up, aligned, the fonts are nice, the colors are nice. They don't have to do all that decision. They're not graphic designers. They just want to choose one, get their template, get their flyer made, and move on. So that's why we've created it like this, to save you guys time, okay? So when you are done with your template, I can go to View Proof, and I get a much bigger version of it so I can really take a look at what I've done. So View Proof. I always take a minute at this point in the tutorial and say to people, I cannot stress how important it is to take even 1 minute, 2 minutes, and really proofread the flyer you have just made. Because, believe it or not, every single day you get a panicked phone call or a panicked, chat line session, right? Because someone has just blasted out their e-flyer to 5,000 agents and there's a mistake in it. Either there's a typo in it, or they've got the wrong price, or they were making this, this was an open house e-flyer and they didn't put the date or the times on it. It happens every day. And when you send an e-flyer, it's the same as sending an email to somebody. Once you send it, it's gone. We can't get it back. So take the time to proof this, right? Make sure it's the way you want. If you need to edit something, don't worry. You've got a navigation bar. You can jump back to edit template or click edit further, right? You're going to jump back to where you were. Okay, you can drag a different image over top. You can change your text. Okay, go back to your view proof. You also have the option to send a proof to your client. If I click client proof, I just enter their email address and type in a little message. Hi, Bob. Here's the flyer I made for your property. I'm going to blast it out tomorrow morning. Please let me know if you want any edits to it. Okay, then you've got Bob to sign off on it too. Okay, so again, proofing your flyer, very important. Next up, links. Okay, on the links page, we have to enter the subject line for our e-flyer. You cannot do an e-flyer blast without a subject line. And the subject line is the same thing when you're sending an email to somebody. Usually you enter a subject, so when they get the email, they know whether they need to open it right away or what it's about. Okay, so and these e-flyers are going out to other real estate agents. So if you want to use some kind of real estate lingo that makes sense to people, you can. This is not going out to the general public. It's going out to other real estate agents. But you have to have something. So, you know, whatever you're going to type in here, amazing house, new price, you know, whatever you guys want to type. You're the experts at this, okay? Got to have your subject line. Next, links. At this point, you can add 3 links. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the template library page, we are working on updating our entire e-flyer offering. So at some point when we're done, you'll be able to offer as many links as you want, okay? But for now, there's just 3. Now, we assume that most people want their e-flyer to link to the virtual tour that they just made, the virtual tour or the single property website, whatever you want to call it. We're assuming that you want someone to click on this because there's not that much information, right? It's just a basic sheet. And you want them to be able to get all the information which is in the single property website. So to save you time, we've gone ahead and filled in the first link with view the virtual tour, and we have already put the link for that right here, okay? So you don't have to do it. However, as you can see, this text field is editable. Maybe I don't want this to link to the virtual tour, or maybe I make my virtual tours with a different company, and that's totally fine. We have clients who only use us for e-flyers and print material, okay? That's fine. If you use a different company to make your virtual tours, you can copy and paste the link for your virtual tour right here. Okay, your e-flyer will link to whatever you have here. The next 2 links are optional. If you want to add more, like maybe you want to have a, you know, welcome to Austin. Ugh. Welcome to Austin, then just put in whatever the URL is. Let's just say it's austin.com. And maybe you want your website, you know, if you have a website, visit my website. And just put in whatever your website URL is, jana.com, okay? You have a chance right here to preview the e-flyer. So it's proofing it again, only this time you've got a little more information. Here's my subject line, okay? It's coming from me. Here's my e-flyer. Here are the 3 links. I can click on these links to make sure they actually go to the correct destination. Here's my austin.com. Good, it's good to go. Awesome. Close that. I'm back where I was. If I need to change anything, this is just a pop-up. Close the pop-up. I can change any of these links. If I'm good to go, I can hit continue, or I can use my navigation bar and go to the next step, which is distribution. We are almost done, guys. Hang in there. The distribution page is where we decide how we're going to blast this out and who we're going to blast it to. You have 2 options. One, you can use our map blast tool, which most people use, or if you have your own list of email addresses that you like to use, you can do that right here. So let's click on, and you can do both of them. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Let's click on the map blaster. Okay, we get a little pop-up window with a Google map. Now, to make your life easier, save you a bit of time, what we've done is we have created a target area in red with your listing right in the middle of it. Okay, and then over here on the right, we have a little summary table that will show you right now there are 2,975 real estate agents in this target area. And this will cost $32.99 if you want to blast it. If you're happy with that, just hit continue. You're good to go. If you're not happy with that, maybe that's just way too many agents. You want this to be a more specific, you know, targeted blast. You can click on the little corners, the little handles right here, and make your target area smaller. So maybe I just want to target right downtown Austin. And again, this is a Google map, so I can use the Google map tools and zoom in. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, I want to be very specific. I can also click on my target area and shift it around that way. Maybe for some reason I want it to be over here. Every time I click and make a change, my summary table is going to update. Now I've got 527 agents for 14 bucks. Let's say I'm happy with that. This is exactly what I want, a targeted specific area. I can hit continue and carry on. If for some reason you want to do an additional target area with this blast, you can click add another target area and you'll get a little purple one. And you can move this around to wherever you want it to be. Maybe it's in a totally different area. Maybe you're going to zoom way out and drag this way up here. Who knows? It happens from time to time that agents will have a specific listing that they want to market in 2 different geographical areas. They don't want to do 2 separate eFlyer blasts. They just want to do it all in one. So we've created the ability to add additional target areas. You can have as many target areas as you want. However, most people will just have the one basic target area. But I just wanted to show you because you can have them. If I want to delete that one, I can just delete it. Now it's gone. There's my main target area, right downtown. This is the one I'm happy with. Continue. Okay? I was just in a pop-up window, so now I'm just back where I was. Let's say I also have some, favorite clients that I always send my e-flyers to. Even if they're not buying, I just want them to be in the loop. I can click here on my contact. Okay, now on this page, I have some options. I've got a big text field up here where I can literally type in an email address or copy and paste a whole bunch of email addresses if I want, okay? If I'm doing this for the first time, I might copy and paste 10 or 15 email addresses, and these are the people I'm going to send this to every time. I don't want to do this every time. What I want to do is give this distribution list a name. Maybe I call it my best clients of 2018 or something, and then save it, okay? And then it's going to show up in all my distribution lists. So you can see I've made my client gold list for 2018. There's only 7 people on it. That's fine. I can click on that. Here are my 7 people. I can add more people. I can delete some people. I can make changes to this and hit save, or I can delete the list. Close this. If I want my eFlyer to also go to these people, I just tick. I want it to go to these people. Tick. These lists will be in here for every single eFlyer blast you do, okay? You don't have to, once you set them up once, they're always going to be here. If you want to create a new distribution list, you can also upload a CSV file. So if you have an Excel spreadsheet that you've been compiling over the years, a database of all your best people, you can upload a CSV file of that Excel spreadsheet and give it a distribution name, and then it'll show up here as one of your lists, okay? You can also import your contacts from your Gmail account or your Yahoo account. All right, so I've got 13 people. Continue. I'm back where I was. Okay, distribution page. Here's my summary table. My map blast is going to that many people. My contacts is going to the 14 people, because remember I added my name as well. Down here is my pricing summary, okay? That's my base price. Now you guys are FACCO Houston, which means you all get a 25% discount automatically on all of our products except for the photo shoots. The reason we don't apply the 25% discount to photo shoots is because the photographers are not direct employees of Realtour. They're contract professional photographers that work with our agents and use our system to make, so that agents can order from them easily and get their photos put into their accounts easily. But they themselves work for themselves. So that's why we don't apply the 25% discount to photo shoots. But because you guys are FACCO Houston, you get a special rate. On every other product you order, other than photo shoots, you will get a 25% discount, and you will see that discount applied when you're in the back end, either here when you get the price summary or in your shopping cart. So that's why it shows up right here, 25% discount. So that's my actual price. If I hit continue, it's going to bring me to my shopping cart. I get a little summary of my order, just like we did when I showed you guys how to order the photo shoot. As soon as I pay for this, my eFlyer is going to enter the queue and it will go out. And sometimes it will go out in 5 minutes. Sometimes it can take about 30 minutes. It depends how busy the day is. Friday is a very busy day for sending e-flyers. So you might get stuck behind, 4 or 5 orders, or you might get stuck behind someone who's blasting it out to, 10,000 people. Either way, your flyer will go out immediately, okay? Now I'm going to delete this so we don't accidentally blast my fake listing out to the world. All right, back to the dashboard page. Okay, we have one more product to go through, but don't despair. Making print material is the exact same as making an e-flyer. The only difference is that you have more template types, and when you're done, you don't go through any sort of distribution. You don't blast out your print material. You just download a PDF or send the PDF to your printer to get printed. Okay? So typically, people, when they get a listing, book their photo shoot, got their beautiful virtual tour or single property website. They make their e-flyer that they're going to blast out to everybody, highlighting the listing. And then they're going to want to do some print material that they can have at their open houses, some print flyers, print brochures, postcards, that kind of stuff. So we click on print material. Yet again, we're on the page with all our listings. Listings are divided by the ones that have finished print material, the ones that do not. Or I can create a listing. As I mentioned earlier, we do have clients. We've got clients who've been with us for 15 years and only use our print material. And that's totally fine, okay? If that's the product you like best, you can come in and just use us for one thing. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. So to save us time, let's go back to our same listing, 111 Main Street. Under options, I can create a new one. I can edit an existing one that already exists, or I can set inactive. Let's create new. Okay, we're in the back end. We have a navigation bar for property details, existing items, library, okay, or sorry, template type followed by library. So this is where you make one decision that you don't make in the e-flyer. You get to choose the type of template, okay? All of our e-flyers and single-sided print flyers are 8.5 by 11. This is so that you can easily print them out on just a normal size piece of paper, okay? Letter size paper, 8.5 by 11, okay? So you can do single-sided, you can do double-sided, also 8.5 by 11, but you can print them double-sided, okay? Brochures, these are 11 by 17, front and back, and then usually you fold them in half, and you've got a little booklet. And then we have postcards, a jumbo size and a mini size, okay? So just for fun, let's pick a double-sided flyer. It's going to bring me into the template library. And again, as I mentioned, we are redoing our library just so it's easier to use and looks a lot nicer, but it's the same scenario. I'm teaching you guys how to use it this way. You're not going to need to be retaught how to use the new one. The new one will be even easier to use. So it's okay for us to go through this. But again, you have all these different categories, all these different themes. When you see one you like, you can click on preview. You get a bigger version of it, just like I showed you in the e-flyer. Or you can just hit select. Let's go into new flyers. Let's hit select and make this one. I think I already have this one made actually. So it might save us even more time. Nope, I don't. Okay, we're in the template editor. This is the exact same template editor as the e-flyer. The only difference is that because I chose a double-sided template, I've got a front and a back. But as you can see, all of my text has auto-populated. My price, my address, all of this stuff has auto-populated, okay? I can click in here and change it if I want, right, as you saw before. I can drag and drop my images into the little image fields, super easy. Only takes a second. Hit refresh. It's going to render the template right here in front of my eyes. So I don't have to leave this page to see what it looks like. There's the front of my template. Let's check out the back. Awesome. Let's just add some photos. Really quick. Beautiful. Refresh. And assuming I don't need to change any of the information, right? Assuming I'm happy with it, I'm done. Look at how fast I just made a two-sided flyer. It's amazing because it's already got my headshot and my logo and all my contact information, the price, everything's in here, front and back, okay? So it can be that fast to make a flyer. View the proof. Now, viewing the proof, this isn't, in a way, it's not quite as crucial as it is for the e-flyer because you're not blasting this out. But if you send this to a professional printer and get like 200 copies made, and then you discover that there's a typo, it's going to cost you money, and that's going to suck for sure. So again, take a minute to view the proof, the front and the back. You can send it to your client, just like we did with the e-flyer. They'll get this image front and back. They can sign off on it. When you're good to go, you're going to hit continue or complete order, whichever one you want, okay? And you have the option to download a PDF, okay? Because a lot of people I'm finding have really decent little printers at home, and they might only want 10, 15, 20 copies of their flyer to have at their open house. So they'll just download a PDF and you'll get a print quality PDF and they'll just print them at home. Okay? But if you want more, or you're doing double-sided or something and your at-home printer can't handle it, you can send a PDF to the printer of your choice. We do not do in-house printing. We used to have a third-party printer that we were affiliated with and you could order right through our system, but we found that it was really hard being the third party because people would have questions and they'd always contact us instead of the printer. Anyway, it got to be a bit of a hassle. So basically what we do now is we allow you guys to send the PDF of this to the printer of your choice, either yourself or you can send it to your guy at Staples or Office Depot, wherever, okay? So you can just click here, place order. It just pops up the same as sending a proof. Send this to Bob at Office Depot. Hi, Bob, I need 50 full color double-sided of this by Thursday. I'll pick them up. Click order prints. Bob gets a print quality PDF of what we just saw here on the view proof page. Okay, let's go back home. All right, everyone take a breath. That's a long session. And we've just gone through our four bread and butter products. These are the ones that the bulk of our business comes from. All of our clients use these 4 products. We're not going to go any further because that's a long session. It's a lot of information, but as I'm sure you know, as you notice, there's a lot of repetition, okay? You do a lot of you go through the same processes. And we also have tried to create it so you don't have to do the same steps twice. For example, when you create a listing, you only create the listing once. You only have to enter those listing details once. You only have to upload your photos once. You only have to upload your headshot and logos once. They will be there for any new material that you want to make. Now, assuming you guys are new, I'm going to very quickly show you my account. When you make your Realtour account, and all Realtour accounts are free. You don't pay a subscription. You don't pay for them at all. Anyone can go to realtor.biz and create an account, okay? Now, you guys are going to be doing this through Carrie Jo. So either you're going to go to the Fatco Houston site and there's a Realtour logo you can click on and sign yourself up, or you can contact Carrie Jo and she can sign you up. Either way, you want to sign up through Carrie Jo so that you get the 25% discount applied to all of your products. Once you've created your Realtour account, you're going to land on your dashboard. We always encourage people to take 15 minutes and go into my account, click on contact info, take a few minutes to fill in this page, okay? Because as you saw, a lot of this information, not all of it, but a lot of it will auto-populate into your marketing materials. Same with social media. If you have social media accounts that you want, on your marketing materials, copy and paste in the actual links. Now, these are obviously, I don't have the real links set up, but you guys are going to have a link to your Facebook page, your Twitter, maybe you have a YouTube channel. You can look after all this stuff here. If you don't have one, just leave it blank. You don't have to use this. Headshots. Okay, upload your headshots in here. Most people have 1 or 2, but maybe you work with a partner from time to time. Maybe you have a little team of people and sometimes you want to put that little team photo. You can upload, I think you're allowed to upload, 60. I mean, all of our image photo buckets allow 60 images at a time. So you can upload as many as you want in here. Same with logos. Most people have more than one logo. They have a color logo, they have a black and white logo, they have a grayscale logo, they have a ping logo that has a transparent background. So you might need to upload 4 or 5 logos, okay? You can upload all of your logos in here, okay? So everything right there is looked after under my account. Back to the dashboard page. You will also notice that we have a live chat line. So Amanda, who's our amazing customer service person, she mans that chat line. So if you're in the middle of making an e-flyer or you're trying to do your single property website and you just can't get something to work or you've forgotten what to do, you can just click here and do a live chat with Amanda. And if you're really in trouble, she'll phone you. Like, don't worry. If you say, oh my God, Amanda, you have to phone me, I need help, she'll phone you and you guys can talk about it on the phone or she can help you, that kind of thing, okay? So there's always someone here. And if Amanda's not there, it goes to me. So I will help you when Amanda's not there. And if Amanda and I aren't there, if it's after hours, Michael Landon, who owns the company, he mans that support line. So if it's late at night and you're making a flyer and you need help, you can buzz Michael. And assuming you guys are somewhere close to the same time zone, which I think you are, you'll get Michael and he'll help you, okay? All right, so that is basically it for today's tutorial. We've gone through the 4 main products. You guys are going to create your accounts either on the Fatco Houston website or through Carrie Joe because you want to get that 25% discount. It can make a big difference, if you do a lot of marketing material. And that's basically it. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Holler at me now. Also, just remember I did record this whole session. So when we're done, I'll post it up to YouTube and then I'll send a link to Carrie Joe that she can circulate to everybody. And if there's any part of this you want to rewatch, you can rewatch just bits and pieces of it. You don't have to sit through the whole thing, obviously. Okay.
Hi, Jana.
Hi.
It's Carrie Joe. Thank you so
Hello.
much.
No worries. No problem.
And thank you for starting, even though I jumped on about 10 minutes late, but I appreciate your time and all your knowledge.
Oh, well, hey. No problem. I saw you jump on. And anybody, if you think of questions later, you can email me or Amanda, at any time you want. And also, I also tell people, you can go in, once you've created your account, you can go into any of these products. You can create a fake listing, upload some pictures, and just practice using the software. As you may have noticed today, look at all those listings I have in my account and all the products I've made. None of those are real, and I didn't pay for any of them. As soon as I got to the shopping cart, I just deleted the order. That's how I teach people how to use the system. And you can practice doing the same thing. You don't have to buy the tour, you don't have to buy an e-flyer, but you can go through the entire process of creating one so that you know how to do it. All right, so that's it. I'm going to stop recording now.